Starting in Tadasana, we'll get right to it. Start to bend your knees, chair position, passing all the way through into a Malasana squat. Make sure your feet are together, that they are parallel, and that your heels are flat. In order to get into all the Pasasanas in this flow, you are going to have to be able to do a full-on Malasana. Feet are flat, together, and parallel. Let's get this party started. Twisting to the right, use your right hand for leverage as the left arm wraps around the right leg and you clasp your hands basically right underneath your butt, pressing down into your hands to sort of hold yourself up. We're just in the warm-up phase here. Come back to center. Lean as far forward as you can without lifting your heels, okay? So this is really going to start to open up the ankles, the fronts of the legs for when we go into the full-on Pasasana. Twisting to the left, notice I lift my heels at first to help to get the hand underneath, okay? The right arm is to the outside of the left leg and I'm clasping right under the butt, pressing into my hands to help me out with balance. 5 breaths in each of these poses today as we come back to center and lean into it. You might start to feel some burn right around the shins. Okay, so second round, just a little bit deeper. We'll twist to the right. Again, I turn using my hand on the floor to help me out. Once I wrap my left arm around, the heels are flat. Now notice that I'm now clasping behind the back instead of under the butt. This is my full Pasasana. Coming back to center. So I'm using the hand behind to help me get a deeper twist so that I can get a nice clasp, nice bind in the Pasasana. So notice that when I turn to the left hand comes behind. My right foot shifted forward slightly, right? That's going to help me with balance. I get a big wrap. Notice my hand is there above my hip as the left arm comes around for the clasp. Notice the feet flat as can be. That is what makes Pasasana so challenging. Leaning forward, keep your heels flat. Now we're going to take out that extra help of placing your hand on the floor, this time coming into the bind without any balance assistance. So turning to the right, I twist as far as I can, making like a gun with my hands. Then I wrap around. Notice that now that I'm on my third round, I don't need the hand on the floor to help me to get this bind. Even a smile on my face. Once you get the bind, it does become quite manageable, but this could take a while to get. It sure took me a while. Leaning way forward again. Notice how far forward the knees are. And when I switch to the left, watch how my right foot moves forward just a little bit to help me again with shifting the balance. I twist as far as I can to the left. The arm hooks basically right at the knee. I wrap it around above the hip and boom for the clasp. The left arm is back and the left shoulder opens to the extent possible. Coming back to center, sit down without rocking the boat. Grab your big toes with your yoga toe lock and spread them. Coming into a nice little butt balance here. Gaze is up. Legs are spread out to get right into the hips. And from here, stay holding on. Bring your legs together. Gaze up and try to get your thighs as close to your chest as possible. So a super compressed pose here. giving the legs that straightening outness that feels so good as the feet come together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. So much deep hip work in just a little tiny 10-minute flow. Folding forward into Baddha Konasana. Remember that the knees are activating outwards, away from each other. The feet are sort of open like a book. I extend in, keeping the tailbone low. Walk back with your hands. Take the knees together, legs out, setting up for Paschimottanasana to neutralize the legs, folding forward in a long extension. Remember that when you're in your Paschimottanasana, which is the deep stretch of the western side, meaning the back side of your body, that you're thinking sort of head to feet rather than head to knees. So how far can you extend into this pose while maintaining as much length as possible from your heels to your sits bones? Stay here and breathe. Long, slow, deep breaths, using this as our neutralizing pose after having lots of bent knees in a very short period of time, de-intensifying, decompressing, and delightful. Raising up from your chest, lie down onto your back. We'll take one more spinal twist. Of course, Pasasana is already a deep twist. Keep your shoulder on the floor, both shoulders if you have two. Make sure you're not lifting, and hold from the top hip rather than the knee to get a deeper twist. Switching sides. Lift and scoot your hip to the other direction. Grab your top hip with your opposite hand. Keep both shoulders on the floor, and remember that the gaze is always in the opposite direction of the twist. So as the leg comes in one direction, the head turns in the other. Coming back to center one last time, lie down, Shavasana, a tiny little Shavasana. Get neutral and get still. From here, your fingers and toes will begin to come back. As life comes back to your body, stretch your arms out behind you, just releasing any last tension. Bending your knees, turn over to one side, fetal position, and using your top arm as you're ready, you'll press your way back up to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Hands come together in front of your heart. Namaste.